بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وأفضل الصلاة وأتم التسليم على سيدنا وحبيبنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. We talked about the subject status, and we also have the object status. Some people call it the detail status, but I found that the detail status is not always mansub. Okay, the detail status, for example, let's say جاء الرجل من العمل or من مكتبه, let's say من مكتبه. جاء الرجل من مكتبه. Where is the subject? الرجل, right? It's very clear. Okay, the man came from his office. Now, this is the subject, right? Now, and this is the verb. Now, is this the object? The man came from his office. Is this an object?
No.
Huh?
No.
أكلت البنت التفاحة.
That's the object.
The girl ate the apple. Now, this is the subject, this is the verb, and this is the object. You can say this is direct object. The verb is related or is done directly to this object, right? You can close it a little, half the way. Now, here, this detail, it's about who? Is it about the subject or the verb?
The word.
The verb. جاء من مكتبه. What من مكتبه? He came from his office. Came from. So it's a detail about the verb. But is this detail, is it mansub? So it's not an object, it's not a direct object. It's related to the verb. It's detail about the verb. So it's not correct to say, as I watched some videos by some brothers, it's not correct to say that detail status equals the mansub. Did you get it? Did you get it? The detail status is not always mansub status. No. When it is a direct object, yes. But when it is a detail for the verb, it is not mansub. It is rather jar wa majroor. Jar wa majroor. Jar wa majroor. What does that mean? Prepositional phrase, if you like, they call it in English. Prepositional phrase. You have a preposition and you have what after the preposition? What do you have after the preposition? Always, you have a noun, right? You have a noun. So this preposition and the noun after it is this prepositional phrase is the detail, and the prepositional phrase, which is composed of preposition and a noun, that noun must always be in a case of or in a status of jar. Tamam, jar we say, right? So it should always be majroor. So this is why always they say harf jar, ism majroor. Ism majroor wa alamat jarrihi al-kasra, etc., etc. Okay, so you say maktabi, maktabihi, not maktabahu or maktabuhu, right? Maktabihi. This is I wanted to mention about the object, the detail status. Okay, so as you see, the detail status has two branches if you like, to keep in your mind. So if you remember, we mentioned we have how many forms of status? We have different forms of status, right? We have a subject or the doer, right? And we have the detail, let's say, detail status. This detail status might be what? Tell me, mansoob or majroor. Tamam? When is it mansoob? Direct object. When it is mansoob? When it's a detail about the verb. Here is the tufaha. Is it a detail? Yes, it is a detail. About what? About the verb. Akalat. What did she eat? An apple. You see, what did she eat? Here, where did he come from? Here it's detail about the verb. Here it's a detail also about the verb. But they are different. And the third one is what we said. Who remembers? Position. Or some brothers they call it, some teachers they call it after of status. After of status. After the word after of. The word after of. Why the word after of? Because this means position, right? For example, we say the messenger of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. The door of the house, right? Of. So the door of the house, for example, we say Babul Baita, right? Babul Baita, right?
No.
Babul Baiti. Babul Baiti, the door of the house. What's the word after of? Al-Bayt. The door of the house. This formula or combination always it has to be majroor. Okay, and it's called idafa, position, idafa. We will explain it in details later, but it is always majroor. This noun that comes after of, always majroor in jar status. We call it the word after of, or we call it position or idafa if you like. So now you have a general idea about the concept of marfu' and the concept of mansoob and the concept of majroor. In English we said marfu' means nominative, right? And mansoob
is
accusative. Majroor genitive. Tamam? So this is a very important point that I think some people did not pay attention to. Okay? The detail status, we called it last time the object status, but this is more, if you like, precise categorization. The detail status it's a detail about the verb. Sometimes it is mansoob, sometimes it is majroor. The position is always majroor. The doer is always the doer.
Always marfu.
Marfu, rafa. But the detail about the verb is sometimes mansoob, sometimes majroor. When is it mansoob?
When it is a direct object.
Direct object. When it is majroor, it is not after of. I'm talking about the detail. When it is majroor, when it is a detail that is not direct, which means it is sometimes it is prepositional phrase, sometimes it is different. It is, for example, we call it tamyiz or adad, or for example رأيت الرجل شابا, for example. I saw the man, he was young. So this is called hal. So it's not always direct object. Sometimes it's detail about the verb or detail about the subject itself. We will come to those details, but you need to know that the detail is sometimes mansoob, sometimes majroor. It's not always mansoob. when it is majroor, always when we have this combination of preposition and the noun after that preposition. Is that clear? Shall we move on to something new? Now, remember, we're not going to say any more subject and detail and this. What do we say? We say marfu' or rafa', nasab, and jar, right? But you have in your mind, when you say rafa', doer. When you say nasab, it's object. When we say jar, it is either position or detail, right? Detail, which is particularly prepositional phrase. Tamam? We explained further last time and we moved to rafa' and the signs of rafa'. How do we know? Are you done with this? How do we know? How do we know that this noun is marfu' or mansoob or majroor? How do you know? From the vowel, the haraka. Good. Let's use these. Let's use the Arabic words. Tamam. From al-haraka, right? Bring it a little bit closer to make sure that all the board is a little bit. Aywa. Aywa, excellent. Barakallah. Tamam. And the writing was clear. We can put more focus, or it's clear, you think? I'm gonna put some writing. For the rafa', علامة الرفع. علامة. Is this clear? علامة الرفع.
Yeah, it's cool.
علامة الرفع, which means what? The sign of rafa'. What's the sign of rafa'? How do we know this noun is marfu'? ضمة. Okay. جاء المعلمون إلى الصف. Is this clear? You want to raise it up? You can raise it.
Yeah, it's not staying.
Bismillah. Yalla, tell me. You said Dhamma is the sign of Rafa. So, and Fatha is the sign of Nasb, right? So Al-Mu'allimuna Mansoob, right?
It's ending combinations too.
So it's not only, Bismillah. It's not only the ending vowel, or to be more specific, not always. The sign of Rafa is not always the ending vowel. No. Who can tell me when is it the ending vowel? When is the sign of Rafa the ending vowel? When it is singular, or as we will see maybe today, when it is Jama' Mu'annath Salim, when it is the female plural. The female regular plural. In those cases, we know from the vowel itself, from the haraka. In the other cases, how do you know?
Wow, noon.
From the combination at the end, from the end of the word. Tamam? So here, جاء المعلمون. Where is the fa'il? Where is the fa'il?
معلمون.
Fa'il means what? Subject. Subject. Fa'il. Verb. مفعول به.
Preposition.
Object. jar wa majroor. Prepositional phrase. Tamam? jar wa majroor means what?
Preposition.
Prepositional phrase. مفعول به means what?
Object.
The object. Tamam. Who can tell me now where's the detail about the verb? إلى الصف. What is it? Is it an object, direct object, or prepositional phrase?
Propositional phrase.
الصف must always have kasra in this case, right? Okay, because it is majroor. تمام? If I say رأيت المعلمين or رأيت المعلمون, what do I say? رأيت المعلمين or رأيت المعلمون? رأيت I saw. معلمين or معلمون? Huh? معلمون, right? Right?
No.
Of course no. Huh? Of course no.
Okay,
معلمون is فاعل. I want مفعول به, and مفعول به must be
مجرور.
مفعول به must be
منصوب.
منصوب. So معلمين. مررت, I passed by B. مررت بي بالمعلمون, right? No, why? I passed by
معلمين.
the teachers, المعلمين. Is this a direct object? What is it then? Prepositional phrase. The preposition is not always disconnected. Sometimes it's connected like this, be or li. بالمعلمين, right? بالمعلمين. Why بالمعلمين, not بالمعلمون? Because it is منصوب or مجرور or مرفوع.
مجرور.
مجرور, prepositional phrase, right? It's مجرور, right? It is detailed, but it is prepositional phrase, right? بالمعلمين. So as you see here, مرفوع, منصوب, مجرور. How do we know? By the ending combination. بالمعلمين, مررت بالمعلمين, رأيت المعلمين, جاء المعلمون. So this doesn't change in this case. So to summarize, how do you know the subject or the object or the position? How do you know nasb or rafa or jar? How? Two things. Either the vowel, the haraka, or the ending. That is based on what? Based on the noun itself. When it is singular, it is a haraka that will determine. When it is dual, it's the ending word, the ending letters. When it is plural, it's the ending letters. When it is feminine, regular, plural, it's the haraka. Okay? Any questions so far? Is this clear? Is this clear? You need more exercise on this, right? Until you get familiar with مرفوع منصوب مجرور. So فاعل is always. Are you still thinking?
No.
فاعل
مرفوع.
مرفوع مفعول به منصوب. اسم مجرور مجرور. اسم مجرور مجرور. تمام. Now, shall we move to a further step in the details? How do you know مرفوع منصوب مجرور in the singular and plural? We covered the singular already, right? We covered the singular, right? What's the sign of the مرفوع in the singular? Huh? The حركة. What حركة? ضمة. جاء الرجل, right? Quickly tell me. جاء الرجل, right?
No, رجل.
رجل. Okay. جاء الرجل. Now, make it dual.
جاء الرجلان.
We covered this last time. This is just a review. جاء الرجلين, right?
رجلان.
الرجلان. رجلان. Now, جاء الرجال. This is irregular plural. But if I want to use regular plural, regular masculine plural, I say جاء المعلمين, right?
No, مسلمون.
Huh? معلمين.
معلمون.
معلمون. Right? جاء المعلمون. So as you see, when it is singular, ضمة. Dual, alif nun. جاء الرجلان. So this kasra doesn't mean it's majroor. You should not be deceived by the kasra, right? You know, rajulan. You hear this sound, you mean, this is dual, so it's marfu'. جاء المعلمون, so واو and nun. Okay. Now, is this common or proper? Common, proper, what's this?
Proper.
Huh?
Alif lam. Proper.
Proper, which is called ma'rifa. You remember? How many things we need to know about the noun? Now instead we're talking about the nouns, because it's the most detailed, if you like. How many things we need to know about the noun, Shabab? How many? First, the status, right? Right? The status. Second,
Number.
the type, if you like. The type, which is it common or proper? It is definite or indefinite? Also, number, and fourth, gender, right? Always, when you have a noun, you need to keep these four things in your mind, because they differ from one noun to another, right? The status, either, quickly tell me, either
Mansub.
marfu', mansub, majrur. Is there anything else? No. In the nouns, nothing else. Either the noun must be either marfu' or mansub or majrur. The type, the noun must be either common or
Proper.
Uncommon.
proper. Either ma'rifa or
Nakira.
nakira. You need to get familiar with these words. Number, this means the noun will be either mufrad
Singular.
or muthanna. Don't mix between muthanna and mu'anna. Mufrad or muthanna or
Jama.
jama. Mufrad, muthanna, jama. Jama, mufrad is mufrad, muthanna is muthanna. Jama could be different types of jama, as we will see later. We have regular jama, regular plural, irregular plural, female plural, okay? Now the gender, male, masculine or feminine, right? Masculine or feminine. Now, yalla, tell me, ar-rajul. Tell me quickly. Tell me the status quickly. Marfu', the time.
Indefinite.
Indefinite, right?
Proper.
Indefinite.
Definite.
Definite. Ar-rajul. Ar-rajul. Now number,
Singular.
mufrad. Use the Arabic word, mufrad. Gender,
Masculine.
mudhakkar. Mudhakkar. Shall I write them for you? Shall I write them? Mudhakkar, mu'annath. You're not allowed to use the English ones anymore. Mudhakkar, mu'annath. Here, mufrad. Muthanna, jama. Type, ma'rifa and nakira. I know they're not clear in the, I'm gonna try to type them and put the picture inshallah in the video. Status, we wrote them already. Rafa', nasab, jar. Rafa', nasab, jar.
Is ma'rifa definite or indefinite?
Definite. Definite. Okay. Is this clear, Shabab? Are we going fast or slow? Or okay? Fast?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna fast inshallah in Ramadan. طب ماشي. Let's move to جاء الرجلان. يلا, tell me quickly please. The status? Majroor, right? Why? Because there's kasra.
No, marfu'.
Marfu'. Why marfu'?
Ani.
Because an. This is the sign of rafa'. Because it is mufrad or muthanna or jama'. Muthanna. Is it ma'rifa or nakira? Hurry up.
Ma'rifa.
Ma'rifa. Is it mudhakkar or mu'annath?
Mu'annath.
Mu'annath. Rajulan mu'annath. So
Oh, dhakkar.
مذكر مذكر تمام. Is this clear؟ يلا المعلمون. مذكر or مؤنث؟ مذكر. مفرد or مثنى or جمع؟
Jama.
جمع. معرفة or نكرة؟
Ma'rif.
معرفة. مرفوع or منصوب or مجرور؟
Marfu'.
مرفوع. Any question? Let's take 3 more examples
Yeah.
and we're done with this. As you notice, we are still talking about marfu', right? We did not go to mansub and majroor yet. Now I'm gonna introduce the jama' mu'annath salim. Jama' mu'annath salim means regular feminine plural. For example, we said mu'allim معلم. What's the plural? The regular plural.
معلمون.
معلمون or معلمين, right? Depends on the position. Now, مدرس. Quickly tell me the plural. The
مدرسون.
the masculine. مدرسون or مدرسين. How do we know? Based on the type, or the number, or the gender, or the status. The status. عاقل. عاقلون. عاقلين. Right? نشيط. نشيطون. نشيطين. So this type of plural, we're gonna talk about it in details later on, inshallah. But it is about humans. It's only about humans, okay? Humans, remember, it's about humans. This un and in is only about humans, or about the attributes of humans, okay? Attributes of humans, like nashitun, active, okay? Like sari'un, fast, for example. Now, what's the feminine of muallim?
معلم.
معلمة. معلم. معلمة. مدرس. مدرسة. طالب. طالبة. ولد. ولدة.
ولدة.
That doesn't have feminine in this way. ولد. بنت. ولد. بنت. Okay, not ولدة. Not ولدة. Okay. رجل. رجلة. Right? امرأة. امرأة. Right? امرأة. But if a woman is trying to be like men, she's called مترجلة. Right? As in the hadith, that they are dispraised. Who? The مترجلات. The women who try to act like men. Also, the men who try to act like women. Okay? Anyway, now what is the plural of this feminine singular? You just add, you drop the ta مربوطة, and you add alif and ta مبسوطة. يلا, tell me معلمة. Tell me the plural quickly. معلمة. معلمات. مدرسة. quickly. طالبة.
طالبات.
آنسة.
آنسات.
أستاذة.
أستاذات.
نشيطة.
نشيطات.
فراشة.
فراشات.
فراشة, butterfly.
Oh, you can't. You said you can't.
So no, that's the plural. The masculine is only about humans. The masculine, معلمون, معلمين.
Oh.
Okay.
feminine.
The feminine, yes. Butterfly, فراشة. The plural, فراشات. طاولة.
طاولة.
طاولات. نافذة.
نافذات.
نافذات. What else? سيارة.
سيارات.
سيارات. طائرة.
طائرات.
You see? Shall I write some of these words for you just to learn? سيارة. Everyone.
Car, right?
سيارة. طائرة.
Never.
باخرة. What else? غواصة. غواصة. What else? So we have car, plane, submarine, they call it?
Yeah.
Submarine? No, not باخرة, ship. The big ship, what do they call it?
Ship.
Big ship. غواصة, submarine.
Submarine.
What else do we have? What transportation means do we have else?
Bus.
حافلة.
حافلة is سيارة.
Train.
قطار, that
Bike.
قطار, you say قطارات. قطار, قطارات. Yeah, even though it doesn't have ta at the end, let's add it. But let's add it. قطار.
The exception.
Yeah, it doesn't end with ta yet. When we make the plural, we say قطارات. We add alif ta, even though it doesn't end with ta مربوطة. What else?
Skateboard.
Skateboard.
No,
Skateboard.
Nobody.
No, that's fun. Okay, please write these so that you learn them. I'm gonna mention the translation quickly. سيارة, car. طائرة, airplane. باخرة ship. Particularly when we say باخرة means a big ship. Okay? The big ship.
بس بآخرة
باخرة steamer or steamship.
Warship.
Why? I'm gonna give you a clue here. Why it's particularly steamship that works by steam, because it comes from the word bukhar. Remember this, which means
Sick.
bukhar, which means the steam, right? Steam or vapor. They say vapor,
Vapor. Yeah.
vapor,
Water vapor.
vapor or steam. Okay. This is why it's particularly the steamship.
What about bicycle?
Excellent, bicycle. Yalla, tell me. Who can tell me?
What about subway?
Darajaton. Very good. Darajaton, bicycle.
What about subway?
Subway.
Underground train.
Delivery.
That has a long combination. It is qitar. Qitar, right? Isn't it qitar? Isn't it train? But it is under.
Yeah.
So they say qitar. They bring, this is a new term. So they say qitar al-anfaq, the subway train, if you like, something like qitar al-anfaq, the train of the tunnels. Tamam? This is one of the translations. Darajaton, bicycle. What about motorcycle? You say
Yeah.
motorcycle.
Yeah.
Motorcycle. They say darajaton nariyaton. Nariya literally means fiery, something. So it means motor, by motor. So they call it daraja nariya. Okay? Daraja, bicycle. Yalla, that's enough for these words. Now you are familiar with the regular feminine plural, which is called in Arabic jama' muannath salim. Who can tell me each word what it means? Salim means what?
Sound.
Regular or sound. Regular or sound. Salim, salim. Muannath, feminine. Jama' plural. The regular feminine plural. Jama' muannath salim. How do we make it?
You
Drop the ta marbuta, add alif ta. In some cases there's no ta marbuta in the originally, in the first place there's no ta marbuta, so you just add alif ta. Qitarat. Yalla, tell me the plural quickly. Sayyara, طائرة, باخرة, غواصة, قطار, دراجة, دراجات. Now, two more sentences and we're done. Now I'm gonna mix, I'm gonna use any. But let's take one example about the Jama' Mu'annath Salim. يلا جاءت المعلمات إلى المدرسة. جاءت المعلمات. جاءت المعلمات إلى المدرسة. What should the معلمات, what should we put on it? Where is the subject? Where is the fa'il? Where is the fa'il? Where is the fa'il? معلمات. معلمات. خلاص فاعل, remember it's subject. معلمات. How do you know it's the subject? Because we're talking about the subject. Another reason. How do you know it's the subject? When I put dhamma, then you know for sure it's the subject, right? جاءت المعلمات, right? جاءت المعلمات, right? جاءت المعلمات. يلا tell me المعلمات, what's the status? What's the status? رفع. The status is رفع. المعلمات is مرفوع, but the status is رفع. So the noun, when I tell you what is this noun, you tell me مرفوع or منصوب or مجرور. But when I tell you what's the status, what do you say? رفع or نصب or جر. ماشي. Is it معرفة or نكرة؟
معرفة.
معرفة, which means what?
Definite.
Proper.
Proper.
Definite.
Right, definite. Is it singular, plural, dual, plural? What type?
جمع مؤنث
جمع
سالم.
مؤنث.
Regular, feminine, plural. جمع مؤنث سالم. Salim,
What is that?
the brother of Salim. Salim means sound or regular.
Like regular.
Why? Because we have irregular plurals also. So why it's regular? Why it's regular? Who can tell me?
Because
Always you add
ألف لام.
ألف تاء. سيارات, طائرات, باخرات, غواصات, دراجات. Okay? So this is why it's regular, because you always add ألف تاء to make the plural. What else? What's the gender here?
feminine.
Feminine.
Like Muslim.
Tamam? Is this clear? So here for this, what do we use? What's the sign of rafa in regard with Jama' al-Mu'annath Salim? Huh?
And
What's the sign?
Dhamma.
Dhamma.
Ah.
By this we are done with rafa. By this we are done with rafa. Ask me if you have any question before we close. Let me add one last sentence. If we say سيارات كبيرة, سيارات كبيرة. Of course here either dhamma or two dhammas, which is what?
تنوين.
Tanween, right? Here also either dhamma or tanween. When do we use dhamma only?
ألف لام.
Single.
Exactly, when it is not only singular, when it is, yes, singular, but when it is ma'rifa or nakira?
Ma'rifah.
Ma'rifa. The sign of nakira is what? Tanween. When you see tanween, you know it's nakira. Here, how did you know it's ma'rifa? You saw al. Can we have al and tanween at the same time? Impossible. So, with ma'rifa, we have dhamma. Nakira dhammatan. Same thing. جاء المعلمات. You know that this is ma'rifa by al. المعلمات. Now here سيارات. Okay, سيارات, you can say جاءت. جاءت سيارات كثيرة. كبيرة.
Many car.
Big.
Big car.
كبيرة, big.
A big car.
Big cars came.
Car.
Big cars came. جاءت سيارات كبيرة. Okay, جاءت سيارات كبيرة. So سيارات is what? Tell me the status quickly. مرفوع. The status is مرفوع. رفع. Tell me the type.
نكرة.
nakira. How do you know?
There's no
No.
تنوين.
There's tanween, right? There's tanween. Is it? Give me the number. What's the number?
plural.
جمع.
جمع.
Plural. What type of plural?
جمع مؤنث سالم.
جمع مؤنث سالم. Okay. The gender feminine. Is that clear? Is that
What
clear?
is kabira?
Huh? Kabira, big.
Adjective.
Not like adjective.
Adjective, exactly, adjective. And as you see, the adjective is has the same exact haraka of the noun that it's describing. Yalla, any question? We're done for today, inshallah.